Number 1, time does not matter. Now, there's a lot of discourse around this one. How much time you should or shouldn't spend on a stage. Should I spend 7 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes? Some people genuinely think you should spend 3 minutes a stage. That is wild. The answer is, it doesn't matter. As long as your time is spent efficiently, and by efficiently, I mean scouting and looting the stage, then it does not matter. This is one that a lot of people will try to fight you on, but please trust me, as somebody that plays this game for a living, time does not matter. Number 2, full loot the stage. Now remember this phrase, alright? Items make you stronger, faster than time makes enemies stronger. So pick up every single item you can get. To do this the most efficiently, I like to try and loot about 70% of the stage, do the teleporter, and then loot the rest after the teleporter event. It's not a precise science, but it's just a rough rule of thumb that in my thousands of hours in this game has always treated me well. Number 3, speaking of the teleporter, if you're stuck looking for it and you cannot find it, turn your eyes to the sky and look for the yellow particles floating about. The TP gives off a pretty large aura of yellow floating particles to help you find it, and once you've seen it, you will never unsee it. The only difference being stage 5, for some reason the particles are blue there, for like lore I guess. Either way, very helpful. Number 4, no more enemies will spawn after the teleporter has finished charging. So if you're trying to save that one last chest, then make sure you do it before that teleport hits 99%, because after that, you'll be tough out of luck. Good to note as well, the enemies in the teleporter event give less money than enemies before the teleporter event. Not a huge deal, but if you want to get that one last chest, then you're going to farm for it quicker before hitting the teleporter. Number 5, dodging over healing. Dodging is so much more important than healing is. It sounds a bit memey, but if you don't get hit, then you don't need to heal. Genuinely. Now, I'm not saying not to have any healing items, but if you have a slug or 2 or some weeping fungus, then you are much better off choosing that one Goatooth, energy drink, mocha, or feather over more healing. Mobility is absolutely king in Risk of Rain 2. Do not forget that. Mobility is everything in this game. Number 6, and this one's a little bit embarrassing because I took a long time to realize this. I'm talking like 1,000 hours at least in this game. But damage from different sources is multiplicative, not additive. Which means that, for example, if you get one watch, one crowbar, and one armor-piercing round, then you're doing way more damage than if you just had 3 watches. Multiplicative damage is the absolute source of all power in Risk of Rain 2. You should always try to find different damage items to multiply into each other. Number 7, diversify your build. Now this is something that will come with a bit of practice, but try to keep your build balanced. So in general, the things that you're looking for are movement, damage reduction, and healing. If you have tons of damage, then maybe go for a Goatooth next time. Or if you have lots of damage reduction, try finding that band or that HG instead. The more experience you get at this, the easier it does become, but it's always good to keep in mind to look for those 4 elements of your build. Movement, damage reduction, and healing. Number 8, you should always be sprinting. Like we said earlier, mobility is king, and if you aren't sprinting, then you aren't mobile. To help make this a habit, you should actively practice sprinting after every action, and I promise if you do, then your survivability will increase tenfold. Also, it's good to note that some abilities like Captain's and Engineer's primaries can be charged while sprinting. So just hold your M1, start sprinting, and it will charge while sprinting. The best of both worlds, baby. Always be sprinting. Number 9, learn from your deaths. Risk of Rain 2 is a roguelike, alright? You're going to die. You need to be okay with dying, so don't let that death get you down. I pinky promise, that super good run that you were so excited about will come back again if you just keep on playing. If you die, try and think about what went wrong. How did you die? Where did you die? Did you have enough speed? Were you doing enough damage? Was that mountain shrine really worth it on stage 1? It is so rarely worth it. Leave the Flores law. Shut up. The moment you chalk your death up to the game just being dumb and unfair is the moment you are doomed to never get better at Risk of Rain 2. Ever. Learn from your deaths. Number 10, learn from others. I don't know everything about this game, neither do you, and honestly, I don't think anybody does. And that's completely okay. Now, this might sound a little self-serving, but when I first started playing this game, I learned the most by watching other people play Risk of Rain 2 that were better than me. And now I'm lucky enough to have a platform where I can do that same thing for everybody else. So if you want to learn even more about Risk of Rain 2 and ask even more questions, then come check out my stream. I stream 4 to 5 days a week right here on YouTube and on Twitch, and I love answering any and all questions about Risk of Rain 2, and I'd love to see your beautiful face there too. And one extra sneaky bit of advice, play however the hell you want to play, man. If you enjoy playing Drizzle and stacking 100 bungus and standing still, then do it. Anybody that tells you you can't play a certain way or you have to play a certain way is an idiot. Do what you enjoy. But I will say, if you want to get better at Risk of Rain 2, then these tips that I've laid out in front of you today will be the absolute cornerstone to your success. So let me know what you think. I'm pretty keen to do a part 2 for this, so did I miss anything? Something you want to add? Let me know in the comments. I'm sure I missed something. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, then make sure you do. It really does mean the world to me. All right, see you in part 2. Love you, bye. Mwah.